Hey folks, I'm not going to bother doing a proper introduction to this video. If you're a Fall Out Boy fan in 2019, you know what this video is about. If you're a Fall Out Boy fan, then you can't have missed it. Fall Out Boy have just announced their Hella Mega Tour with Green Day and Weezer, and they've told us that they're releasing their second greatest hits album this November. Now, if you're a big Fall Out Boy fan like me, and you instantly went to their merch store to see if you could buy it, you might have seen the new anniversary shirt. It looks like this, and it's based on a design from the 2004 Believers Never Die tour, and it's a design which Hot Topic recently started selling again for some reason. Anyway, the images in the 2004 shirt appear to be original designs, but that isn't the case for the anniversary shirt. As far as I can tell, everything here is from post-hiatus merch, and I'm going to attempt to break that shirt design down letter by letter. Full disclaimer, I haven't figured out all of it. I've worked on this for a few hours last night and quite a few today, just in the morning, afternoon and evening, and some things are just impossible to see as the photo on the website is in such low resolution and there are no real-world examples of it yet. That's why this is part 1 of 2, because there will be a short follow-up in November when people get their shirts and they post close-ups, or maybe earlier if we get a higher resolution image, or if other people can help me figure the rest out. With that out of the way though, let's get started. There are 3 images here. The Chicago Bulls logo, the Fall Out Boy volcano logo, and line art of a guy who's on fire. Fall Out Boy is known for their love of Chicago, so it won't come as a surprise that their favourite basketball team is the Bulls. In 2014, Fall Out Boy and Lupe Fiasco recorded a cover of the Chicago Bulls theme song called Only the Bulls, and released this shirt with their logo on it as well. The Fall Out Boy volcano logo was first used in 2013 when Save Rock and Roll was released, and has been used ever since. The line art of the Burning Man was made in 2014 as part of a bigger design, almost definitely as a reference to my songs Know What You Did in the Dark. This one was probably the easiest to figure out, but also one of the most confusing ones. There's a bat, a Fall Out Boy logo, and a photo of all of the band members together. The bat design was printed on tank tops and released in 2014. I'm not entirely sure what prompted the shirt, but I'm guessing it's a reference to the 2005 Clandestine Industries DVD titled Release the Bats. Now for the confusing part, the band underneath their logo. This is the second time that we've seen the stencil logo arranged this way. The design is incredibly similar to a design from 2014, but it's not the same. On the anniversary shirt, Pete's head is to the left of the B, while on the old design, it's on the right. I'm assuming they just changed it to fit inside the A, but it's interesting to note nonetheless. There are only 2 images here, a gravestone and a skull. The gravestone is from the 2014 Graveyard shirt, which was sold in colour on the Fall Out Boy website and is still being sold in black and white on the Hot Topic website. The skull is from a piece of Centuries merch, but without the text below and without the text on the hat. The second L is the first letter to contain something that I can't find back. The resolution is just too low to make out what the text says. Apart from that though, I can reveal that the volcano logo and stripes are not 2 separate things, but are in fact from an American Beauty American Psycho shirt. Another interesting thing to note is that I've always called it the volcano logo, while the merch website calls it the crown logo. The witch design was a lot harder to find, and I found it accidentally while looking at the Fall Out Boy merch website via the Internet Archive. It's simply called the exclusive witch crew neck, and apart from on Pinterest, I can't find any mention of this sweater online, so I'm guessing it's incredibly rare. Here's another letter with illegible text. I have yet to figure out what it says on the left, but I'm pretty sure that on the right it says Thanks Pete. It's hard to make out, but it definitely says Pete in the same font as the Thanks Pete shirt from August 2014. Which, incidentally, uses the Save Rock and Roll font. Anyway, the dripping skull is another piece of Centuries merch from 2014, and the Fall Out Boy logo on the flag is from American Beauty American Psycho merch. This is another one that's too pixelated to fully examine. The design on the right just looks like random scribbles to me. The rest is easy though. The top right is the Weathered Heart Ladies Tees design, which is over a year old but still available in the UK webshop. The black splotch with the laurels is the Apathy Ringer tee from mid-2016. Above it, we see the Bloom logo, a short film by Fall Out Boy released in September 2016, which sparked a small UK tour. Above that, the American Beauty American Psycho ballpoint pen design, which I knew existed but couldn't find a photo of for the longest time because I didn't know what it was called. This one is simple but also incomplete. I can't figure out what the design on the bottom half of the T is. I think it might be an inverted version of the skeleton t-shirt, but I can't tell. The photo above is from the American Beauty American Psycho album photo shoot though, and it appears on the US and EU tour shirts, but also just on the back of the album. This is a letter that's been driving me up the wall. It has everything. Text that you can't read, a design that doesn't look like anything, and a design that's ridiculously similar to another design, which means that it doesn't come up in searches. The Fall Out Boy logo in the top left is definitely from their Taco Bell parody shirt though, and underneath it you can see the wave from Mania. I'm also fairly certain that there's some sort of cat in the bottom right, but the issue is that it doesn't look like any of their past cat-themed merchandise. It has this very triangular flat nose and a highlight in the back of its mouth, and I can't find a single piece of merch that corresponds to it. If you can, please let me know. I can't deal with this. The second most irritating letter. I've managed to figure out 3 of the 4 things shown. At first, I couldn't find the Fall Out Boy logo back anywhere, although I'd searched the internet for a literal hour, and I constantly felt like I'd seen it somewhere before, and I couldn't find the designs underneath it either. Then after the computer died, I thought I'd have a look at the anniversary design via the merch store on my phone, and there it was! I haven't been able to find the zombie-like face back though, but I can reassure you that it's the Make America Psycho Again logo above all of them. We'll end the video on a high note though, because I found all 3 elements of this letter. On the left we can see a variation on the Dear Future Self cover, and on the right the Believers Never Die cover art by Daniel Danger. And to finish it off, Pete's wearing a This Is Our Culture shirt, which you could have bought on a shirt if it was 2015. And that's all I have for you right now. Thanks for watching. I hope this video wasn't too long and that you actually learned something. I'm also hoping to have the follow-up out the week after Believers Never Die Volume 2 is released. And if you want to help out, just leave a comment or send me a message. Have a good night, folks.